The words hit me like a freight train in slow motion. Dad, you're a burden we can't afford anymore. There she stood. My daughter Emily. Arms folded tight across her chest like a fortress. Her eyes cold as the sterile hospital lights that had become my world after the stroke. I'd raised her for 43 years. Poured every ounce of love and sacrifice into her life, school tuitions paid in full. Weddings financed without a second thought. Endless support through her messy divorce. And now, as I lay in that creaky guest bed in her suburban Chicago home, my left arm still numb and useless, she delivered her sentence with the precision of a courtroom gavel. No contribution. No food. Fair is fair. I didn't flinch. Didn't argue. But deep inside, where the pain twisted like a knife, I was already mapping out the lesson she so desperately needed. Because Emily had no idea that I owned the tech firm that had employed her ex-husband for over a decade. She didn't know I held the deed to the cozy split-level house she called her own, rent-free under a shell company. And she certainly didn't suspect the $18 million nest egg I'd built in silence, hidden behind a facade of modest retirement. In that moment, the pawn in her eyes was about to checkmate the queen. This wasn't just revenge, it was a reckoning for every unspoken betrayal. I stared at the ceiling that morning, the fan blades spinning lazily like the wheels turning in my mind. 3 heart attacks. A stroke that turned my once steady gait into a limp, and the fresh grave of my wife, Laura. 2 years cold in Oakwood Cemetery. Nothing had shattered me like Emily's words at breakfast. We were at the kitchen table in her house, the one she thought she rented from Lakeside Properties for $3,200 a month. I'd moved in 6 months ago. Doctor's orders against living alone in my old bungalow. Emily, my 43-year-old daughter, an ER nurse at Mercy General who patched up strangers for a living, sipped her coffee and laid it out plain. Mike's been out of the picture for half a year now, she said, referencing her ex, Michael Reed. Bills are piling up on my salary alone. Alex has college looming. And honestly, she trailed off, her gaze sharpening like a scalpel. You're not pulling your weight here. The air thickened, heavy with the unspoken. In the next room, my 17-year-old grandson, Alex, rummaged through his backpack, oblivious to the storm brewing. What are you getting at, Emily? I asked, my voice steady despite the tremor in my hand. She squared her shoulders. That self-righteous tilt to her chin she'd had since she was a kid, justifying why she borrowed her brother's bike without asking. If you can't chip in for expenses, maybe you shouldn't expect to eat from our fridge. No work. No meals. It's only fair. My spoon clattered against the bowl of bland oatmeal. Not from weakness, from the rage I swallowed like bitter medicine. Fair. The word echoed in my head like a mockery. She assumed my silence was surrender. I'm glad you get it, Dad. Maybe assisted living would suit you better, somewhere tailored for your needs. I rose slowly, gripping my cane like a lifeline. Emily, before we hash out fair, I need to make a call. Her brow furrowed. To who? I shuffled to my room, each step a deliberate echo. To your ex-husband. Let me paint Michael Reed for you. Because he was the loose thread in Emily's perfectly woven narrative of victimhood. Mike had climbed the ranks at Innovatech Solutions, a solid software firm specializing in cybersecurity tools for big corporations. Started as a coder. Ended up as team lead, pulling $72,000 a year before Emily dragged him through the divorce ringer. She'd caught him cheating with a colleague, Sarah Klein. And instead of therapy or talks, she went scorched earth, hired a shark lawyer, claimed the house, got primary custody of Alex, and squeezed alimony that left Mike in a dingy one-bedroom in the suburbs. But here's the twist Emily never saw coming. Mike had been pink-slipped 9 months back. Not for slacking. Not for cutbacks. Because a certain majority shareholder at Innovatech had whispered instructions to HR. The phone rang twice before he answered, his voice rough around the edges, like a man who'd been grinding through job boards all night. "Hello, Mike. It's Robert Thompson." A beat of silence, then a cautious warmth. "Mr. Thompson, have you been holding up? Surviving?" "Son, had a rough morning. Though. How's the hunt for work?" He hesitated. Pride warring with defeat. Tough market out there, especially after 9 months unemployed. Another pause. "Emily mentioned it?" "She mentions a lot, Mike. But not everything." I glanced out the window at the manicured lawns of her neighborhood, where secrets hid behind picket fences. Like how she's been scraping by since your alimony dried up. "I want to pay, sir. But you can't squeeze blood from a stone." In the kitchen, Emily's footsteps paced like a caged animal. She was eavesdropping, no doubt wondering what her useless old man could possibly offer her ex. "I hear you'd kill to get back at Innovatech." His breath hitched. "How'd you?" "Yeah. I've been calling everyone old boss. HR. Begging for a shot. I screwed up personally. But my work was solid. One screw up," I murmured. "That's putting it mildly. Sir. What I did to Emily was wrong, the affair. The lies. But I'm Alex's dad. I need to provide." Emily slammed a cabinet door, her stress manifesting in noise. "Mike, quick question. Does a man earn his seat at the table by contributing?" "Absolutely, sir. Otherwise, he's just dead weight." The irony burned like acid. Here was Emily's ex echoing the exact philosophy she'd weaponized against me. "Good answer. Because I might be able to pull strings to get you rehired." Confusion crackled through the line. "But you're retired." "How?" Emily's steps halted outside my door. "Mike, there's something you should know about Innovatech." "What's that?" "I own it." The silence on the line was absolute, like the world holding its breath. "You." "What?" 62%. Through Thompson Ventures LLC. Set up in Delaware back in 2018. I've been the silent majority owner for 7 years. His breathing quickened, the pieces falling into place. But he wasn't the only one reeling. "Dad," Emily's voice sliced through the door, laced with suspicion. "Can we talk?" I covered the mouthpiece. "Busy on a call. Honey." "1 minute." But Emily Carter didn't wait for invites. She barged in, still in her nurse scrubs, her posture shifting from casual dominance to wary calculation. Money talk always flipped her switch. I couldn't help overhearing, she said, sugar coating the edge in her tone. "Did you just claim you own Mike's old company?" I held up a hand. "Mike, you still with me?" "Yeah. Processing this bombshell. Here's the plan. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. Call Innovateca's main line. Ask for Patricia Ellis. She's my lawyer. Handles HR stuff. Tell her Robert Thompson sent you." Emily's face drained of color, her mind racing. The woman who dismissed me as a freeloader was starting to sense the ground shifting. "Mr. Thompson. How can I ever repay? Just step up for Alex. That's all." I hung up and met Emily's stare. "Dad. What the hell?" I studied her Laura's green eyes, but without the kindness. "Where my wife saw family, Emily saw transactions." Just told him the truth. She advanced, voice dropping to a hiss. "That's ridiculous. You're a retired factory supervisor, scraping by on Social Security and a piddly pension. You can barely cover your meds. Is that so?" "I know it is. I've seen your statements when you begged for help with bills. $14,000 in savings. Tops. And $2,100 a month coming in." You're here because you're broke. I eased to my feet, cane in hand. Emily. Sit. I don't need to sit. I need answers. What game is this? No game. I pulled a folder from my nightstand drawer. Papers I'd prayed I'd never use. Innovatech was founded in 1992. I bought in big in 1998 with proceeds from a software patent I sold to Microsoft. Her eyes scanned the docs, stock certs, filings, statements with zeros that dwarfed her alimony scraps. This is fake. Thompson Ventures owns 62%, employs 512 people, including Mike Until. You fired him 9 months ago. The realization hit her like whiplash. You got him canned? Removed from payroll. Yes. Why? She froze. Puzzle pieces clicking. Oh God. You were testing me. Emily's hands shook as she gripped the portfolio summary. $18.2 million, she breathed. The market's volatile, hit 18.7 last week. She collapsed onto the bed. How? Where'd this come from? 45 years of smart plays. Laura and I lived frugally. Invested wisely. That patent? For a data encryption algorithm still in use. Plowed it into Innovatech when they were bootstrapping. But you've acted poor. I've stuck to a budget. Big difference. Emotions stormed her face. Shock. Fury. Greed flickering like a faulty bulb. Why hide it? Watching me drown in debt. Alex's tuition worries. Post-divorce hell, why? The core question. The one that would unmask her soul. To see who you'd be when I had nothing left to give. Her expression hardened into wounded rage. A test? Mike's firing. My struggles. Caring for you, it was all your twisted experiment. Not all. Laura's death? Real. My stroke? Real. But yeah. I needed to know if you'd honor family without dollar signs. She paced to the window. That's sick. Dad. Enlightening. Too. Meaning? I watched her reflection. Noting how she calculated angles instead of feeling remorse. This morning. You said I didn't deserve food. Called me a burden to dump in a home. I was realistic. You were vicious and wrong. She spun. Wrong how? Another folder. Deeds. Statements. You're not paying $3,200 rent to Lakeside. Haven't in 7 months. Her jaw dropped. I own this house via Thompson Ventures. Covered your rent. Utilities. Alex's insurance. Phone. With each blow. She paled. Impossible. I write the checks. To a management firm I control. Funds loop back to you. She snatched the deed. Owner, Thompson Ventures. Agent, Robert J. Thompson. You've lived off my dime while starving me out. The hypocrisy crushed her. Dad. I didn't know. Should have mattered anyway before labeling me disposable. The phone rang, Mercy General. Emily tensed. Probably work. I answered first. Thompson residence. Mr. Thompson? Patricia Ellis. Ellis Law. You wanted a call on the trust review. Emily's eyes bulged. Patricia handled the hospital's thorniest cases. Every nurse knew her rep. What did you find? Irregularities in Alex's college trust, extensive. $52,000 unauthorized pulls in 7 months. All by Emily Carter as trustee. Docs don't match dispersal rules. Emily clutched my arm. Mouthing no. But truth demands light. Speaker. Patricia. Emily's here. Mrs. Carter. The trust limits to education costs, not spas. Designer gear. Debt payoffs. Emily went defensive. I'm trustee, it's for Alex. But over $5,000 needs co-trustee, okay? Mr. Thompson never signed. Because she hid it, I said. Dad had his stroke, I spared him stress. Stroke was 15 months ago. You've dipped in post-recovery. The math damned her. She'd preyed on my weakness. We can freeze it, Patricia continued. And $52,000? Grand larceny here. Criminal. Emily cracked. It's family funds. Theft's theft. I raised a hand. Hold off. Patricia. Family first. After hanging. Silence smothered us. Explain, I said. Post mic. Panic hit. Attorney fees. House. Alex's needs I borrowed temporarily. Borrowed? With repayment plan. She averted eyes. The little girl facade cracking. When Mike paid alimony again. Which he couldn't because I axed his job. You brag like it's a win. You ruined him to trap me. I revealed you. What father torments his kid like this? Fair point. But before retort, the door slammed. Alex's voice boomed, Mom. We gotta talk now. Emily blanched. Alex should be at school. Not anymore. He stormed in. 17 and furious. Clutching a small recorder. Grandpa, he nodded respectfully. Then to Emily, I've recorded you for a month. What? Since you floated dumping Grandpa at Willow Creek home. Wanted proof. He held the device like evidence. Got breakfast today. Nursing home calls. Lawyer chats on power of attorney. Emily lunged. Give it. He dodged. And the call with Aunt Lisa, bragging about inheriting Grandpa's fortune soon. Silence detonated. Alex. Context, more, laughing about Grandpa not lasting another year. How Alex's college would be flush. Emily crumpled. Taken wrong, I was venting. Alex hit play, her voice. Chilling. He's a money pit. Sarah. Lawyer says prove incompetence. Get control. Then Tommy said. Laughter followed. The inheritance will fix everything. The room froze. Grandpa owns this? Pays our way? And you've stolen Alex's future while plotting his exile? Betrayal etched Alex's face. The air crackled with raw hurt. Emily's facade shattered under her son's gaze. Alex. He cut her off. You laughed about it. The recorder loomed like a judge's hammer. Then Patricia arrived. Silver-haired and steely. Briefcase in tow. Robert. I rushed over. She assessed the chaos, Emily's tears. Alex's device. My resolve. Situation calls for action. Emily stammered. Family matter. Beyond that. Patricia pulled a paper. Restraining order, bars removing Robert without consent. Emily recoiled. Against me, evidence shows fraud. Asset grabs. Forced institutionalization. Alex asked, means. Grandpa stays put. Your funds locked. Emily paled. $52,836 stolen felony. I'll repay. With what? You're $72,000 under. Cards maxed. Car payments late. Utilities unpaid. Each fact pummeled her. Dad. How long spying? Since somewhere else hints. Patricia spread files. Worse. Willow Creek contact prelim paperwork signed. You as guardian. Falsified dementia docs. Alex gasped. Forged records. Emily whispered. Protecting him. Us. You claimed aggression. Memory wipe lies. Patricia revealed my secret eval. Independent neuro test last month, cognition sharp. Above average. Emily sank. You tested yourself? For this exact trap. Alex read, significantly above. Fraud exposed. My gut twisted. And the deposit? Patricia nodded. $9,200 from Willow Creek 2 weeks ago for your care. Gone. Emily's silence confirmed. To debts. Car. Something snapped in me, not heart. But trust's remnants. You spent money to warehouse me. Dad. I'd repay when I died. The unspoken hung lethal. Emily sobbed ugly truths. Wanted freedom back. Alex stood. Grandpa's family. Not baggage. Patricia eyed me. Safe here tonight? Gazing at the wreckage, stolen funds. Fakes. Plots, I said. No. She reached for her phone. Elder abuse hotline. Wait. Emily's hope sparked. One chance. Patricia frowned. Risky. But just. Alex watched. Torn. I dialed Willow Creek. Misunderstanding cancel. Refund deposit. Admin hesitated. Your daughter, not guardian. Docs forged. Check DR. Warren. Emily panicked. Dad. Gave them ammo to probe fraud. Patricia noted. They'll report discrepancies. Alex recorded on. Truth now. Emily, all. She broke, not first. Stole $38,000 from your accounts over 9 months. Alex dropped. $90,000 total? Desperate. Access from stroke recovery. Trusted wrong. Nuisance transfer 3. Documented all. Emily raged. Acted frail to bait me? Revealed you. Patricia pressed. Elder abuse? Withheld care? Force? Alex interjected. Locked him in last week, 6 hours. Claimed episode. False imprisonment. Combined crimes. Felony stacking. Phone rang. State health. Patricia nodded. Fraud report. Emily begged. Don't arrest. Too late. But wait, Laura's letter. Sealed pre-death. I read, Dearest Robert. I've watched Emily eye our finances like prey. Test her before trusting your life. Emily whispered, Mom knew. 3 years back. Saw your shift. Detective online, elder abuse probe. I proposed, alternative restitution. Therapy. Service. No authority over us. Emily hopeful. Mercy. Not forgiveness. Detective Wade, state's call. But compelling. Alex chose, help her redeem. 6 months on, Emily serves breakfast. Repaid $90,836 via jobs. Sales. Therapy's peeling layers. Alex thrives. Scholarship, mine. Anonymous. Silence now peaceful. Mom was right, you became tester over truster. We both erred. Scarred family. But choosing each other anew. Betrayal's price, paid in full.